The heart knows the truth, and the heart will transmute any energies, any thought forms that are not of truth, or any negative energies, anything that is not of your highest truth. It will transmute, it will clear, and it will alchemically shift the life and the world around you.
Well, hello and welcome. Welcome to another episode of the Finding Equilibrium show. I'm delighted to be here, delighted you're here, and delighted that my guest today is Doinita Ward. Now, Doinita is a certified Akashic records healer and intuitive life coach. And that sounds a really interesting topic. And I'm very much looking forward to getting into that. But before we start, and for people who are not familiar with you, where are you based, first of all, Doinita? I know you're in America somewhere.
Hi everyone. I am in Florida at the moment.
Lovely.
I'm in Florida.
And is it sunny in Florida?
It is very sunny. It is very hot. It's beautiful.
That's good. That's good.
Sunny Florida.
Better than here in Sydney, where it's been rain and even more rain.
Oh, we're praying for rain. We're praying for rain here.
Indeed, we'll pray for the right amount of rain. A couple of years ago when we had fires, we were praying for rain, and it feels like the prayers were answered a couple of years later. But for people who aren't familiar with your work, Doinita, I'd love to understand how you became a Akashic records reader. Like, what was your journey? How did that path manifest for you?
Well, that Akashic records, they just entered my life very effortless and organically. And I feel my path started at a very young age, growing in Europe, and being introduced to different healing modalities, just a natural way of being, and love for plants, love for the energies, love for just the sun, the warmth, the natural ways, right? And as I progressed through lives and I moved along, and I stayed open, and I met wonderful people, and basically, one thing led to another. I met my ayahuasca, and I went to Peru, and I joined different retreats, and I sat with beautiful ayahuasca in ceremonies, and that led me to my teacher and mentor, she is a fabulous Akashic records healer and teacher and mentor. And I started my work with her, and one thing led to another. I felt really interested in going deeper. It called me. So I studied with her, and I got certified, and it is my life. It is the energies of love, and the highest frequency of all, where anything is possible, where healing is effortless, and it's the sacred container of love. So I've been, it feels home to me.
That's really beautiful. So I love this phrase that you just said, the sacred container of love. So for people who may never have heard of Akashic records before, could you tell us a little bit more about what they are, and then perhaps after that, what information they can actually provide for a person at any point in time?
First of all, accessing the Akashic records, it's everyone's birth given right. And it is the energy, is the highest frequency of love. And it is a beautiful sacred container of love, as I said just minutes before, and holds the information, the data, the energies of the entire universe. It is a beautiful energetic container where it holds, all your stories and all the energies, all the entire universe database, the entire universe history and wisdom. And everyone has the birth-given right of tapping into it. It is I'll share an example. If whenever you have a intuition, and whenever you have a situation, and then you have a little bird, a little whisper that you hear, and you tap into that intuition, right? That is you simply tapping into your own Akashic records for guidance. It is available to all at all times. And all we need to do is trust, align, and be present, connect to our own hearts, and breathe through that and just allow it. And anything, basically the past, the present, and all the possible futures are within the container, are within the Akashic records. And anything is possible. All healings, all wisdom, guidance of all sorts. It's limitless. That's why it is so powerful yet so wonderful and effortless, because anything is possible. It's magical. It's a magical space. It's a magical way of creating harmony in life.
I love that. So just to kind of unpack that a little bit and just kind of bring that down, given the world that we live in, which is a very material world, where we look to evidence to provide proof that something exists. With the Akashic records, what would you say to someone who was skeptical and thought, how does it really exist? Like, is it something that is real, as opposed to something which is more conceptual?
It is about the feeling. It is about the state of being. Akashic records, it's energy, it's frequency, is love. So whenever you allow yourself to be in this space, and whenever you allow yourself to be receptive to the energies and the wisdom of your soul and the Akashic records wisdom, right? It's a way of feeling. You feel light, you feel held, you feel safe, and you feel empowered. But empowered within your own heart and energy and life, where all is okay, where all is possible. It lifts your frequency, it lifts your way of seeing, feeling, and just being. And yes, trusting, and it's not tangible as in hold. At the same time, it is it asks of you to trust and allow, and really connect deeper to your inner guidance. This is how you tap into your own Akashic records, by allowing yourself to tap into your inner guidance, finding that centered, finding that alignment with your heart, with yourself, because that is the magic. And in that space, that's when you allow yourself to get centered, grounded in the body, in the heart, aligned, and just breathe and connect deeply with the breath. That is a natural way of welcoming this safe container, right? This is just, you're in it, you are it, you are within it, you're breathing this energy of the Akashic records.
I love that. So it's that inner guidance. And I guess when I hear you speak, what I realize, this podcast is all about finding balance, finding equilibrium. And what you're really describing, that our world is very imbalanced towards head-based activity, if you like, so we've become too intellectual, and some is good, but a lot is not necessarily better. But what you're saying is to be able to get that balance between the head, the heart, the gut, let's say, and that and the balance, the result of that balance, the result of that equilibrium is inner guidance, which is clarity, and that kind of helps you move forward. I love that. Thank you for sharing that with us. So just moving on now, everyone listening to this, I'm sure, is intrigued to know how they can tap into their own inner guidance, how they can actually access their own Akashic records. So you described the example of the little bird and that kind of intuition, and that makes sense. But to go deeper into one's Akashic records, I'd love to understand what a reading looks like somebody like myself or anybody listening. What would that process be? Because there's always going to be, I guess, a degree of nervousness when you do something which is new and you're kind of tapping into the world of mystery and magic and all of those things. What is the process? How does a person engage with you and engage with their Akashic records and access that inner guidance that they need? Because if we bring it to the context of now, where there's a lot of chaos, a lot of change, a lot of uncertainty going on, it's in these periods that inner guidance and the feelings that you describe are going to come in, extremely helpful.
Absolutely, yes. First of all, the way to access your own Akashic records for anybody, to go deeper into it, is to find stillness, even 5 minutes in a day, even for busy people that don't have time to meditate, don't have time, they live in a busy city with the busy schedules, the busy thoughts and busy lives, right? Where everything is fast. Finding, creating that space for yourself, that self-care, creating that container of even 5 minutes where you allow yourself to be with yourself, where you give that space, time, and presence, that moment for yourself to breathe, connect to your breath, connect to your heart. Even if people, not everybody knows how to do so. So the easy way is connect to the breath. You can tap on the heart, so you can bring your awareness onto the heart and simply breathe into the body, into the heart. A way to breathe, which many people know, is inhaling slow and exhaling even slower, activating the parasympathetic nerve of rest and repair. This is magic. Yes, I talk about breathing and calming, right? Centering. But this is when you tap in, because you're always in it. We're always have access to the Akashic records. It is simply a matter of aligning and finding that stillness within, and that those 5 moments of being present with ourselves, with our energy, being fully embodied within our bodies, right? And breathing and activating the heart, because the heart knows the truth. The heart is a teacher of mine calls it, the heart is the best janitor, because the heart knows the truth, and the heart will transmute any energies, any energies, any thought forms that are not of truth, or any negative energies, anything that is not of your highest truth. It will transmute, it will clear, and it will alchemically shift the life and the world around you. So finding, and also the magic is being grounded, connecting to the soles of the feet, connecting to the palms of the hand, while breathing into the heart space, while connecting to your body, while allowing yourself to be fully present with yourself. and being gentle, being loving, being accepting, you know, because whatever your body is in that moment, it is perfect for where you are. We're always moving forward, no matter where we are. And if we allow the body to be whatever the body wants to be in that particular moment, this is your natural expansion. This is your natural way of tapping into the Akashic records, where any guidance, any information, any clarity for your path, for your projects, for your business, for family, anything, it will come. You'll just simply know, it will unfold. You'll align with it for yourself. And that's if you when that's hopefully that helps with understanding more about your inner guidance, right?
Yes, yeah, that sorry, I just say, so that's really helpful. So just to underline what you're saying is, in those moments where we are confused, where we're not sure what path in any aspect of our life, like in our model, in the Finding Equilibrium model, we have 5 pillars which represent our whole life, and we all, each day, we're all struggling with relationships, we're struggling with money, with business, you know, with and that's just on a local level, but then you have bigger issues affecting the whole world and countries and towns, etc., which impact us all in different ways. So what you're saying is, during those moments, by bringing stillness to yourself, then you're listening to the heart or that inner guidance to really and because it's very quiet, and this is my own experience now that I'm sharing, but because it's very quiet, like the heart is much quieter than the thoughts, that you need that stillness. So really it's a period of meditation, you know, is what you're describing. It's calming yourself down, going into a meditative state, and then listening with your whole body, so that you you hear that inner guidance, and it will tell you or guide you what to do, whatever that point of confusion. Then it can guide you to actually which path to actually take. So it is really practical questions that people come to you to solve. Is that right?
Yeah, that's about self. Yes, meditation. But I wanted to add, if I may, that
Sure.
not everybody knows how and meditates. So this is simply just what I found, and what I guide my clients as well, is allow yourself to be you, and allow yourself to go within, and whatever your body is guiding you, whatever comes to you as that inner guidance, follow that, because that's true to you. Be true to yourself by allowing yourself to be unique, you. And tapping into the wisdom of your body, wisdom of your guidance, of your soul, with your breath, and find your way of meditating, find your way of creating this aligning with yourself, in order to relax enough, because that's the key, allowing your body to relax and allowing your senses to relax, because when you're fully relaxed, magic happens.
Love that.
And then for me, with the sessions, as I'm tapping, I was trained to access others' records, right, and help them, assist them in deepening their relationship with themselves, with their paths, with deepening the relationship with their business, connect with any, people come to me with all sorts of intentions, questions, practical, esoteric, ancestral healing, trauma, business, anything is possible. And that's the magic of it.
Amazing. Do you find that people who come to you have very specific questions, or not? Like that sometimes, I guess what I'm saying here is, sometimes we don't feel imbalanced, or we don't feel happy, we feel something's wrong, but we're not sure. It goes back to this head and heart conversation we had just before. But do people go without a specific question? Or I'd love to understand a little bit more about how someone, how prepared someone needs to be for a session.
Yeah, absolutely. I get everything. I had some clients that sent me prior to the sessions like a 2 pages questions, and I said this is not necessary. And I have people that come and they have no idea why they're there, but they felt called to book a session. They felt called to. They know that they must be here, even though they're very, they come from a commercial. They come from a business oriented, so they don't know anything about energy. Yet they feel called to come, right? And so anything. I got everything, and everything is welcome. My intent, every time right now, after experiencing different aspects, different sides of the coin, right, I invite all my clients before the sessions to simply come with an intention. Think about an intention. Probably think about, but don't overthink. Just kind of come up with some questions. Which areas of your life you would like to explore deeper? What comes up for you first? So without overthinking it, anything that comes up first, that's your guidance to tap into. And always, 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 I always encourage and I always invite everybody to please come open heart, open mind, open energy, without expectations. Just show up, have an intention, come open. Because since I am tapping into your Akashic records, the more open you are for the experience, the deeper it is, the experience, and the more benefits and the more magic happens, right? And
Wonderful.
it's easier. It's more. It unfolds easier, and it's. I hope this answered.
Yeah, it does. No, it sounds beautiful, and having experienced it, it is a wonderful experience, I have to say. It really gives you insights that help you make decisions. It's ultimately what we're trying to do. It's that guidance in the right direction, and it gives you validation. This is my own experience again, but validation, reassurance, confirmation. So wonderful. We're almost out of time, Doinita. I feel I could speak to you for much longer, and we'll come back for part 2 at some point. But where can people find out more about you and to book a session and to follow your work?
Absolutely. I am, as I said, I'm located in Florida, Northport, Florida, and I have a website. I can be found via website, doinitaward.com, or Facebook, LinkedIn, Doinita Ward, and the email address, doinitaward@gmail.com. So simple. I'm just word of mouth, like through you, Lawrence. Thank you for having me here.
Great.
And that's it. And go ahead.
No, please finish.
I just wanted to add that a lot of people come to me with, people think that having a session, it is like going and having a psychic reading, and one is enough, as it like this will answer all your desires and all the questions and everything for a lifetime. And with what I found, that this is a very, it's like going down the beautiful rabbit hole of exploring yourself. The more sessions, you have, or people have, the deeper and the more it becomes, the sessions become richer, and the dive becomes more beautiful, and the explorations become much richer and much more profound.
That's wonderful. Just a question, as you brought that up, and just for people's information, how does tapping into a psychic reader versus the Akashic records differ? Is it the same? But what is the difference?
Actually, no, it's not the same. Psychic, that was a question for me many years ago when I was tapping into it, right? When I was asking my teacher and then tapping. Akashic records is the highest frequency of all. It is the frequency, like I said, it's the frequency of love. It's this the frequency of everything. Psychic energy, for psychic frequency, it's more on a lower frequency, it's more subconscious, it's more of a on a lower plane. So yeah, you tap into information, but it is not from a soul perspective, not on a bigger grand soul path, the big picture, right? When it's like on your higher self, it's from your soul's perspective, and the soul, it's the harmony. That's how I'm seeing it right now as well, because if it is in your highest good, it will be in the highest good of all sentient beings.
Wonderful. I love that. There is one last question that I do ask all of my guests, and I'll ask you the same question. So this podcast is called the Finding Equilibrium Show. What does finding equilibrium mean to you? And then the other part of that question is, what do you do on a daily basis to find your own equilibrium? The work you do, dealing with lots of energies, that can be very exhausting. So how do you maintain your own equilibrium each and every day? And then the first part was, what does finding equilibrium mean to you?
Well, finding equilibrium is a way of life, right? It is every moment to find that equilibrium, to be still and harmonious and present, like being fully present in each moment, present in the body, present in the heart, and allowing life to flow through every cell with ease and grace. That's my equilibrium.
That's wonderful.
That makes life, yeah. And what do I do every day? I continuously evolve. I continuously move. I continuously tap and do. I work extensively with crystals, with essential oils, with Tibetan and shamanic tools. So for myself, every morning, I meditate. I connect to my dogs. I hike. I spend a lot of time in nature. I take, practice with essential oils, with affirmations. And I'm very organic. There is no set time and set everything, but I do use a lot of essential oils and a lot of practices and a lot of stillness and my own Akashic records, and just being fully present and grounded and breathing. Like what I said, that's what I practice every day. Whenever I feel that I'm out of balance, because we're human and it's natural and it's normal. You leave the house and you watch. Then being consistent. I'm consistent. Being consistent with anything we do, anything I do, it's becoming easier and easier, and it will help. I stay positive, and I stay with the light, and I choose the light, and I choose, I connect to all my friends and guides and angels, and that helps.
It does. Thank you so much, Doinita. Let me acknowledge you for the amazing work that you're doing and have done and will continue to do. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you everyone for your time and for your attention, and we will see you next time. Take care now.